On Thursday last week, Amazon announced the latest in its battalion of agentic AI capabilities, a new beta program called Buy For Me. And I haven't seen anyone be able to create this beta experience. I was able to today, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Let's go. Good morning and welcome to the Retail Media Breakfast Club. I'm your host, Kiri Masters, and every weekday at 6 a.m. Eastern, I bring you candid and real discussions in the world of retail media and marketplaces in just 10 minutes. So bring your own cup of coffee and we'll get smarter about retail media together. So Buy For Me is a new agentic AI shopping experience within Amazon's app, and it's just in beta right now for select US customers. I haven't seen anyone be able to access this beta, and I finally found a use case today, and I was able to go through the purchase experience, which was really exciting and fun. And I have some thoughts on where does this fit in to Amazon's master AI plan that I'll share with you. And I also just published a much more in-depth piece about why this matters to Amazon and how it fits in on a post on Forbes.com. So I'll link up to that in the show notes here, and I will focus in this episode sharing my experience of how this actually played out so you understand what it looks like. So Buy For Me allows customers to purchase products directly from brand websites through the Amazon app. So essentially, you're searching for a product or a brand or a search term, and within the app experience, Amazon says, you can buy directly from this brand and we'll do it for you. So how this worked for me, and the brand that I searched for is really important here. It was the footwear brand Rothy's. And Rothy's is one of these classic sort of D2C, 2010s era type of brand that recently started selling on Amazon. They started selling on Amazon 11 months ago. So I think this is really important because I searched for a number of other sort of D2C only brands that are not selling on Amazon, and they weren't part of this beta. Now, this is like a N of one type of experience, but I think, as I'll get into, part of the play for Amazon here might be supplementing their on-site assortment with product variations that brands don't make available to Amazon. So let me get into it. So I searched for Rothy's, and then there was, in the search results page, a couple of organic items, because Rothy's does sell on Amazon. It sells some of its core SKUs. And then after those organic options, the Buy With Me widget popped up. Let me just explain what it looked like. It's pretty innocuous. It just shows a number of products that aren't available natively on Amazon, and it gave me those options. I can have a look at the sizes and styles that are available, and then it explains what it will do. It says, what does the AI do? Amazon's AI can help you shop products from brands across the web by 1, visiting brand website, 2, checking latest price and availability, 3, purchasing product for you, and 4, sharing latest order status with you. And then there's some product details, but to be honest, it's not a very immersive shopping experience. I can see all the regular kind of product images. I see the about this product description, the bullet points, and that's it. There's no enhanced content. There's no brand store experience. It's very, very basic. But then when I hit Buy For Me on Amazon, it placed the order right away. And it was a little strange. It was a little underwhelming. It was very clinical. I didn't get, with OpenAI Operator, you kind of see what the AI is doing. It's clicking over to a website, it's searching for something, it's going through the options. You can kind of see what it's doing. But with Buy For Me, I hit buy, and then it said order confirmed, and will send you order updates. So it was a little cold and clinical, but still a very interesting experience. A couple of other things to note here. The prices obviously matched what I could find on the Rothy's website. The assortment, like I said, was separate to what Rothy's makes available. They appear to be a 3P seller. And these items were not part of their core assortment that they sell natively on Amazon. So these were like more seasonal products, summer sandals, clogs that I couldn't find on the native Amazon website. But like I said, one striking thing here is how invisible the complexity is to the user. There's no sense that I was shopping anywhere but Amazon, yet behind the scenes, obviously the AI is going to Rothy's, it's placing an order, it's using all of my address, my payment information. There was some really good discussions on LinkedIn kicked off by Scott Wingo that I'll link up to in the show notes just because it was a really interesting discussion. But he actually points out that, could this be a PII, personally identifiable information issue? Because Amazon has my credit card information saved. I saved that with them. Is there an issue with Amazon then sharing that payment information with a third-party merchant? And he proposed there might be some kind of workaround in there where Amazon is like using a one-time gift card kind of thing to make that purchase on the merchant to get around that PII issue. But that's information that we don't have. I'll probably seek out some comment from Amazon as we get into this a little bit further. So what does this mean for brands? Implications here are mixed. According to Amazon's FAQs for the service for brands don't pay any commission or fees to be included in the beta program. They maintain control over their pricing, their product descriptions, their images. Brands also retain control over the customer experience post-purchase, handling delivery, returns, and customer service independently of Amazon. And here's a really interesting part of the FAQ. There is a question that says, does Amazon have any visibility into customers' behavior on my brand site? Which is interesting that they add this into the FAQs, because I think it gives some insight into, well, Amazon certainly understands what the hot button topics are for brands, thinking, Amazon might be using this consumer journey information to develop competing products and things like that, right? And the answer that they provide is, we do not collect data about how a customer interacts with your brand site once they navigate to it via the in-app browser. That's interesting, because I never saw any navigation to a brand website. It all happened on Amazon.com. Anyway, when customers shop with the help of AI by tapping Buy for Me, Amazon prohibits the use of the transaction information which we collect when customers purchase your products using our service to make sourcing, inventory level, and pricing decisions for products in our store, including for offerings of Amazon store brand products. Okay, that's super obviously pointing to the anti-competition interest over the last few years, where Amazon had to respond to claims that they were using internal sales and inventory information to develop competing private label products. So I think that they are trying to directly cut that off at the pass there and make sure that brands feel comfortable that they're not doing that. But there's very clearly another data play. It may not be around assortment, it may not be around like creating new products to compete with these brands. There's very obviously one around advertising. Amazon is still able to see consumer preferences. They're still able to learn from me as a consumer that what they gathered from that transaction was, I searched for Rothy's, I looked at a couple of different products, I landed on these summer sandals, I chose a size 8, and I bought them through Amazon's Buy For Me service. So that is all information that Amazon is able to use about me as a consumer, which gets added into their whole big picture, knowing who Kiri Masters is and what she likes to buy or what she researched and didn't buy. And that information can be used by advertisers to target me for similar products, similar styles, similar sizes, things like that. So as Jason Goldberg noted in this conversation on LinkedIn, the bigger share of a customer wallet that Amazon sees, the better they can target ads. And then finally, beyond ads, I just think that this is part of Amazon's response to the way the path to purchase is changing, in that we're going to be using such agents to do research, do comparisons, but also eventually, shift more of our actual transaction behavior onto AI agents. Amazon blocked OpenAI operator. They don't want other agents in their ecosystem making transactions and losing all that valuable end customer data. But they're developing their own because the company that owns the AI assistant that consumers trust to handle their shopping is the company that's going to dominate retail's future. Buy For Me is just the latest in Amazon's arsenal, as I mentioned, of AI agent capabilities. We have Alexa Plus, we have Rufus, and they're really one and the same thing, but with a different front end, and Amazon's Nova Act, which I covered last week as well. So do yourself a favor, search for Rothy's, see if you can replicate this beta experience. I'd love to hear if you're able to replicate it with other brands or other search queries, and watch this space because this is just the beginning. Well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Retail Media Breakfast Club. We meet here every day at 6 a.m. Eastern. So be sure to subscribe and get your daily dose of insights, trends, and hot takes in the world of retail media and marketplaces.